first 30 laps, and if
we
they
are
do,
on
the drivers
one
obviously
to
are
go.
going to hit pit road and get those
Have an
tires.
opportunity
If you
to
get a
stay on the
caution
inside
early,
this time.
knock 10, 15,
Pit road is closed.
that would really kind of be right there in that middle ground. Drivers know there would be another caution on lap 30, so would they increase the set of tires? Would they be able to get up and get any positions back, or would they try and gamble and maybe take tires and run soft and not change them at the lap 30 caution? We're going to find out really soon.
All right.
Stan. These
Good
pace
luck.
laps go pretty quick.
Yep, good luck.
Yep,
We're
same
about
deal.
ourselves ready for racing action here tonight. Again, thank you for
Remember,
joining
nice move. Get it up to
I'm
about
second here, we
halfway,
just
then we can start to
acquired.
worry about things.
Happy to have you with us on your Wednesday.
Man, we are at a
evening
crawl.
for WSSR Cup Series racing action. Race number 8 here at Dover into the restart zone. Gavin Rogers hits the straight, and we are green here tonight, but it's Larry Yingling on the outside.
Working outside.
For the 67 machine. It'll take the early jump for the front nose, but they're side by side through the field. Watch out the exit 2. This is where the danger of the first strike as our leaders stay side by side, still continue to fight on, and the field survives.
Everyone's taking it super
first
easy.
half of the track, and they continue to stay side by side. Yingling wants this lap led. Bad lead for the 67. Off of 2, it's all Yingling, but looks to be Gavin Rogers just missing out on lap number 1.
Now, all that happened, and it was only the first lap. As I give finish saying that, they're already coming
still inside.
They're still staying side by side, going down the back straightaway. Larry Yingling trying to get around Gavin Rogers. Rogers wants to get that lead
Working
back
the bottom.
inside. You see that? The 13, he's going to
Still
be
inside.
right here as well.
Trying to get into the picture if possible.
Still
That's
inside.
actually going to be Drew Jua on the
Clear
inside. 77 on our ticker, hoping for a good run as
24, 27, 3, 7.
There's more drivers up there.
Inside.
And just, usually we know later on in the run, that outside
Still
road
inside.
conveyor belt, you can be going backwards very quickly.
This guy's taking me 3 wide.
Still there.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic, man.
Clear,
Yeah.
clear.
Nice and early.
Then they start to
Yeah.
file out a little bit deeper on in the field, but still Yingling keeping the lead and the pressure on the outside. Justin, this is incredible racing to watch,
24,
but
26,
surprising that they're willing to
1,
use so much of
a
their
great
tires right
last
now
lap,
and
man.
continue to fight
Put
side
up.
by side.
It really is. I guess the biggest question is, how do you save right now? You can't really save when you got 4 or 5 cars right behind you, like Larry Yingling does and Gavin Rogers. And they gotta push it. They know they got the caution coming at lap 30, so some of these drivers might be thinking,
Outside.
beat these tires up, so we know exactly
24, 24, 6,
have good
5.
feedback for that
I
competition.
might watch anymore, but you catching the shit out of them up there. Still outside. Clear outside. Outside.
To watch out for Robert Moyer Jr.
Still
as
out there.
well as Justin Malarkey picked them as their pick'em driver.
Clear
Also
high.
lingering behind, going to be the 51 of Vincent Sora, just waiting and looming to attack. And I think this is a great call on their part. As the
24.3,
behind this three
eight,
machine that we were right on top
Green
of.
lap.
You just seen the fact that they were watching side-by-side racing action in front for those first 5 laps. Tires can be so crucial. The first 10 laps can really solidify how the rest of the run can go.
I definitely agree with that. I think Dover's
Inside.
on all the iRacing circuits that really
Still
shows where
inside.
you can really push hard in the beginning. You can see drivers move
Still inside. 24, 24,
You heat those
8,
tires up
3,
before you know
clear.
you start pushing. You just see the 06
P1.
push
Here's
right
the
underneath
front of the tractor. 24.1, 3. Still there. Looks clear.
And this is the turning point of the race. Is right now, how do you save tires when you have people right underneath you? It makes it really hard.
I'll give you room to do whatever you need to do, Stitz. I'm just following you.
Because Tom Moore, Thompson, Jack both going to be
24.5, 2, 3.
And Jack try to follow in line.
Yeah, I won't close that gap, so if you need to try it,
They're all trying to make their
go
way
for it.
forward more.
Oh, shit. That's a hole.
For the 06 trying to get by Ryan Kelly, and this is already a great start to see.
You're intimidating them already.
I did.
Turn around a race. We're talking about drivers who have been having a rough start. This 06 has been having probably one of the worst that he's hoped for. A lot of confidence.
24.5, 7,
Bad luck
2.
has really turned ever since race 4 at Long Beach, and he's hoping that the luck can turn around here tonight as he just moves up to the 6th.
I would say that luck is turning around. He's driving up there too, so it's not all luck. Hopefully he doesn't have any bad issues tonight. You don't want to give that commentator's curse on him, so we might not want to say too much. As we say that, I actually see a look like a black
24.5, 4, 6.
Turns 3 and 4, maybe running back in around 15th position. Wasn't sure who it was, but I just caught it out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, right there on screen.
That's going to be Richard Wolsifer in the 56, and he was one of our biggest movers here, up 4 spots from the start of this race. Talk about taking the advantage of the early going of this race when you got fresh tires, and it also can hurt you right on back. And 10 laps in, I was talking to some of the drivers about tire wear was going to work, and they said just in the first 10 laps, you can already lose 10% on your tires. And these drivers all start with 100% on their tire wear. It could go away very quickly, and Dover, one of those tracks that's notoriously known, you could see tire poppage if you're not protecting your tires.
Boy, definitely. There's just no time to ever rest at this track. The tire doesn't really get a chance to cool off. These corners are so long, they're banked so much, and you carry so much speed.
Let me know, I got you.
Knocking 10% of wear off in 10 laps. Hey, I mean, you're down in the 70s before you know it, and not only that, the tires just heat up and
Not easy to pass on the top.
hot, they don't want to turn, and then before you know it, you're turning that car more, and you're just killing the tires. As you can see right there, the 07 getting a little loose in
Fast guys running 24.5, 2, 6, 9, 24.8.
Couldn't decide if I wanted to do it in 1 and 2 or 3 and 4.
It was hot during practice.
Go inside.
Probably, honestly,
all throughout practice.
3 and 4 would probably be better, but
Still there.
it's not bad either. Just because they get a lot looser coming off 3 and 4, coming off 4. They do 2.
He'll finally lead a lap
Go
for the
inside.
75. Larry Yingling is not wanting to give up this
Clear,
lead at all,
clear.
understanding how
24.8,
this
5,
track, but
8.
with how hard they were racing earlier on in this race, Rogers takes the advantage.
75
He'll
is the
finally
leader.
solidify in the first place.
I
feel like we've passed like a lot of people and we're still P20 in 21.
Yeah. Away from the 67.
Yeah.
Larry Ealing's going to have to make that adjustment there at lap 30 when we get that caution. If he's able to get that restart, he's going to be trying hard to be.
Doesn't think I'm driving a Gen 4 all over again.
Yeah.
24.738.
But don't look too far back. John Forbes in third right there. Drew in fourth. They're going to be right there too on these leaders if you have any slip up.
Watching the track times currently, Gavin Rogers, one of the fastest drivers on track, the fastest driver. It's the 51 you see on screen of Vincent Soares. John Forbes gets wiggly and loose. We're starting to see more drivers getting a little bit frisky. 07.
You want to let me know? Faster.
24.753.
We're seeing
Yeah, I'm about to start pushing it here, so.
On the move, 51, one of those that really was willing to give up positions, and now
Inside or outside?
I'll take high.
He puts the pressure on Tom Moore. 06 stays high. 51. The
Working the bottom, inside.
Gets around.
Go
Like I
inside.
said, that's the most important. Didn't really harm the tires too much getting that pass.
Still there at your door.
You see Ryan Kelly.
Clear low.
Thank you.
24.
Did I give you plenty of room on exit there?
He's going to try and take
Plenty.
the position
Okay.
back from the 06 at Tom Dorn. Not able to do it coming out of
Kind of trying to use it as a test.
Looking at the field right now, majority of our top 7 able to run a 24.7 second lap time. They're already running about a half a second. Oh no! Trouble in front.
I'm really
Drew
sorry.
getting
I
loose.
see smoke, but they're going.
Good.
Contact made for the
24.
13
Right
on
there.
the screen.
Great.
77 on our ticker. Drew Jua in a scare, but luckily able to keep that nose pointed straight and not heavy damage.
bad.
He'll keep on racing on.
like you said, not heavy
Okay.
damage, but remember at the top of the show we were talking
I'm not
about
surprised you
points
fell off
for him,
after 15
sitting here in
laps.
20th position. He needs to get those points tonight to move into the top 16. and have
You
a
wouldn't
chance
roast your
to
tires
win
every
the
week in the first 10 laps. You wouldn't be so slow in the first place.
24.84.
Goodbye. See you later.
That was a close call. He's got to regroup.
24.939.
We know Caution's coming out here in about 10 laps to see if he's able to regroup and then be all right.
And was able to go back and look. It was contact.
Who's he talking to?
Jua and Vincent Sora.
Jua and Sora.
Inside quarter.
On that back bumper. It was kind of shocking.
Still inside.
Jua was on
You're lucky you
the
even got an
contact.
apology.
Got the-
Oh my
God,
shut the fuck up already.
Yeah.
Race on state green.
25.09 clear.
Talking points between those drivers. Later
Lap 20,
on
by the
down
way.
board with the Hello Kitty machine.
Hey, Larry,
Cedric
just bitch
Hunter.
you, dude. Just race. Jesus Christ.
Born, the 06 saw the aggression early. It's now backfiring. He continues to fall backwards now as
Outside.
Board get a sense of what it's like to race here at
Still
Dover.
outside.
A little bit of a bump by the 06, but Justin, this
Working
track is so
outside.
unique from some of the other courses we go to.
25.289 clear.
A really fun track. You really puts it in the
Outside.
driver's hands. A lot of different ways you can enter. Right here, my favorite.
Still
Right here, see as you go
outside.
off the corner, how it just drops. You can feel that almost down in the pit of
Working
your stomach.
outside.
When you're out there watching at the screen, the car just drops down to the ground, and you just get
Still out
this
there.
sensation of the gravity. You see right there, Sam. You
Clear
can see Lucy
outside.
out of the corner, had to turn that wheel back to the right, able to keep it off the wall. But that's how quick this track can jump out of the lane.
Yeah, it certainly can.
25.29.
Talk about that elevation change. The highest point of the track to the lowest point. 3 stories is the difference. These drivers fall, and it's a lot of distance that they are working with, and that change of elevation really can unsettle these vehicles. But they hold steady for now as We look back at the middle of the pack where drivers that have been pushing forward, been very loose. You can see them there, big loose show all around. Nick Crawford in the 74 trying to make a move on Danny Cochran. Also saw a little bit of shimmying for drivers in the middle of the pack trying to find openings to move forward. But this is the group. If you're going to see a caution before our stage break at the end of lap 30, this might be the pack that we're going to see it happen, as you're seeing Trent jump, a few other drivers trying to find an opening to go forward as Richard Wilson gets in the wall. Really, McCordy affects everyone into one another. Luckily, no one gets more contact. They hold steady, but that 56 is in trouble on the outside. That outside wall is about to be sneaking up on him. As the rest of the field able to avoid where this contact could be happening.
The old little hornet's nest right here in the middle of the field. These drivers are running multiple.
Leaders are running 25.2,
Got to get it close to that wall, and it's really hard to get off that wall.
25.3,
underneath you too. They're trying to pinch it down low out of the corner, and it's just a drastic change in banking. And this track's just really fun to watch, and it's great seeing a multi-groove short track like this. But
5 to go.
I mean, not too much of a short track, still a mile, but it's just great to see the multi-grooves out here.
Oh, I forgot there was a stage, thank God.
Utilize shifting.
Yeah, that's why I started pushing it.
Put on a great show here. With only about 4 more laps though before these drivers be screaming for tires.
25.293.
Fighting outside of our top 20. This is the battle that we're seeing on screens happening with 56 falling backwards. Is battling outside the top 25. Richard Wilson for Bronson Stafford for 27th position. Is the 61 moving forward. Dakota Moniz is also able to make the pass over Richard Wolsifer, and Richard is not loving the handling of this car. Again, one of our early takeoff drivers, really
25.4
early on those first 10 to 15 laps, and now this is the reward he's being given for himself. 27 laps in.
Working the bottom, inside.
28, giving us 3 laps.
Still inside.
The stage is over, and top 10 drivers get
Still
stage
inside.
bonus points. And right now, Gavin Rogers in complete control up front.
Still there.
0.6 to 0.7 gap lead
25,
over Larry
0.6,
Engling and
8,
Zach Hall,
7.
who are
There.
kind
That's
of
a good
willing
job.
to settle
Working
where
the
they're
bottom.
at right now.
Still
And these
inside.
drivers to watch out for Brian Kelly, Vincent Sora. I think they'll be the
Still
drivers to watch out
inside.
for once we reset after this stage break. But it is all Gavin Rogers.
Still there at
This
door.
is the dominance that he wants to have. And
Clear.
he's already a 2-time winner this season. Went back-to-back at Long Beach in Michigan. We might see our first 3-time winner this season.
25.4.
Continues at this pace, but trouble further off in the
Caution's
field
out.
on the straightaway.
All right, buddy,
It's
in a
gonna
couple laps
be
by yourself there, how'd it feel?
Wolsifer and Chris
Close right now.
Reed, all the way back in 32nd position. They got
Wait,
into
sorry
one
about that, man.
another. And the 56 is
Oh.
having his troubles, and it
Yeah.
looks like that
The
caution
curse of Storm
will be
Motorsports
stage.
continues.
That will be the stage break.
Are
there,
you
so
good,
it's
Wade?
like a lock to top 10.
Yeah,
See,
got stuck for a moment.
into getting those bonus points like you mentioned. The all
Or did.
points. Got the replay coming up here. I think it's gonna
No, I think I just got turned a little bit.
Should be the next
Okay.
coming out of this next corner.
Slid all the way across the
There we
front
go.
straight.
Like, now we're going to see these drivers coming off the
Well, it can't be a
exit
comeback
door,
story if
side
you don't
by
get turned
side.
first, right?
And then here between the two,
True.
and Richard breaks loose, gets into the 53. Mike Tellier's trying to whoa up. Same for Carl Pooler. And it's hard to react when you're that close to one another. It looks to be just major wall damage for the 71. But Richard Wolsifer just snapping loose and then coming down.
Don't need to go left down line.
That's like the most realistic
Pass
racing
me 58.
iRacing has. I mean,
Pass
that's
me
exactly how
58.
Dover
Here we come,
happens.
fellas.
Coming out of
And
corner,
away.
get a little loose, and there's just nowhere to go on that front straightaway. So narrow. You can see
Five
right here
more.
it gets loose, flips the car in front of
That's
him,
your
and
mark. Now,
then
turn
nowhere for
in,
the
turn in.
drivers behind to go. You
Leave
see
on
that
me.
very often at Dover.
Well, we would usually talk
86,
for
86
stage winner.
on the
He's
rights,
not
87,
on
85 on the
tour.
lefts.
Congratulations
82,
to
84,
Gavin Rogers
86,
on this
84.
run. The other driver that we could try to talk to
82,
might be
88.
from Yin Yang.
586.
Go, 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 go,
Burned up some right
go,
there.
go, go, go.
On his thoughts on that
I never
run
do
after
that.
they're done with pit road stops. Because this 67 was really using up those tires on the restart. He might have to use them up once again. The fight off of pit road, though, goes to Gavin Rogers. He'll keep that lead position.
Yeah, I should go ahead and be here to get my lap
spot to John Forbes in the 11
I mean,
machine.
it's too slow.
See if we can
I'd probably.
pull up
You're going to be the only one
runner.
down a lap, right?
Lead some of those early laps.
I think
See
so.
if we can
So I'd
keep
probably
up the 67
go ahead
of Larry
Almost
Yangling.
got
and
Larry,
take
it's
tires and
same
stay a lap
adjustment
down and
of
just
who
kind of
you
chill.
guys-
Yes, sir.
Well, Larry, you find yourself second.
Leader has
You had a
lane switch
very
for
strong
restarts, right?
push there
Because
early on to
otherwise,
start
if
this
it
race
does
off.
end up
Let's
going
go
green, you're going to go a
up
lap
there,
down
of course.
anyway.
Really, just depending how you drive it. To me, it felt
started getting
but
pretty
I'm
loose
notoriously bad on pit
12,
strat.
15
So
laps in, especially off the corner. Tight entering.
Well, this is on you, so.
It's, I'm notorious for destroying my right front tire here, so I was surprised I didn't do that run. So I'm going to try and keep doing what I was
You're
doing
on
there.
board that whole run, Ken.
I think I should
Yep.
be able to have top 10 speed late in the race.
Did you say your rights were again?
Larry, doing great up here.
86,
Kinda got an obvious
86.
question for you, but how important is this restart
Oh,
for
wow,
you?
okay.
Like
They
you
were
did that first
241,
restart, get out there, get that
239
lead,
temp.
Try and then keep the 75 behind you.
Yeah, definitely pretty
About
important.
36
This time,
seconds of damage.
Be able to,
Okay.
go before green, so you should be able to be
I was 3 degrees
first
higher
every
than
turn
you.
one. I just
About
like react in
1
time and not spin my tires
That's
too
not
much.
And that the outside was elite,
First couple laps of this
trying to
race.
pass people
Good
there
luck.
at the end.
Send you back to your team. But good luck on this next restart.
Thanks, sir.
Aspen chat for Zach.
As that's a Yin Yang.
I was,
driver,
as soon
Larry
as I
Yingling,
threw it in the fourth
driver
gear,
with Brian Kelly.
towards the end of the run, like with a few laps left, just to see, and I was getting so much more on the straightaways than I was
right?
Larry obviously
like,
would like the lead, but like he said,
before,
Yeah,
so I don't know.
I don't know. I
Just
fucking
need to
blacked
just
out.
stick with
It was like
fourth.
41 somehow.
What?
Yeah, that's unless I'm like
Oh, man.
in the top 3 at the end of the race where like shifting is gonna matter. I'm just doing fourth.
He's right now most
Okay.
focused
Nah,
on
you good, you
he
good.
doesn't get any wheel spin and stacking up the field because that could be problematic. We've seen
I just
it
feel like I
happen
have so much more car control.
quite often, so
Report from
it
John
will
in our
be very
chat.
challenging.
Yeah, I was gonna
Good.
sit
I
there and I
think
get
I
on the
made
bottom. I felt like I was
Jack
on ice
said.
skates at some
So
point.
Yeah.
until the leader goes. So
Yeah, the only thing is they're about 25, 28 laps in. I
You will be in the bottom.
tried to gas it up a little too much out of 4 and got a little bit loose, but other than that, it was completely stable.
Talk about how he lost the battle exiting out of pit road.
I just
Let's
tried
make it even
to run.
worse. Sped
It did not bode me well. I mean, I was able to be okay, but I
on
wasn't
this
fast.
restart.
So.
So from what could have been a 5th
Yeah, I think you were fine, and then on the long run, when I started to push, I could kind of notice.
For himself, but he's got a long race.
And I also burned it up a little too early, I think, trying to make those passes.
15 laps to go.
Definitely.
Here tonight at Dover. Stage racing is over.
Yeah.
It's all
Now,
about
yeah,
the
keep in mind here
wins
that, like,
and
yeah,
grab
30
that
is
trophy
almost
for
nothing on the
race
fuel, so
number 8.
I'm probably going to take it a little bit easier, too.
Win of the season
Okay.
for Larry
Oh, wow.
Yingling.
Oh, my God.
Himself
Yeah, okay.
into the win
I didn't.
tonight. Gonna be hoping for the best.
So, like, yeah, if this goes green for a while, we're going to be out a lot longer, you know?
All right, Earl, get her done, buddy.
Kelly in third.
10-4.
Going to be John Forbes fourth. And
Pace
Sean
cars off.
Connor
Do what you can.
finishing out your top 5. As Space Car enters pit road, it's about to be time for us to go green as they enter the restart zone. It's go time.
Green,
as the outside row takes off, Gavin Rogers already gone, and the inside row caught
Leaders are running
slipping. It's already
21.842
Kelly up to second place for the
outside.
3 machine.
13.976 still outside.
5th position early in that run to
Still
second
there.
place, and now he has his
Looks
eyes
clear,
set
clear, clear.
on that leader, and he has a little bit of gap over the 67, and we know the 3 likes to save those tires. So you see right here, the 11 and 13 going to beat our first side-by-side battle here for fourth and 5th position.
Inside.
Drew Jua trying to make that run back. He's getting back up into that top
Inside.
potentially.
You see on screen we have
25.148. Still inside.
for the lead is paid as Gavin Rogers makes
Still there at the
a
bottom.
choice, giving up spacing.
Clear, clear,
because
clear.
It's going to be a long run, not wanting to use up those tires, and going to be already seeing Ryan Kelly taking the lead position. Larry Yingling trying to get by that 75, save for Cedric Hunter. This could be a long conveyor belt if Gavin Rogers cannot fall down and find spacing to get underneath and get to that inside row. Finally does so in third, but Cedric Hunter doesn't want to give up that spot too easily. He's to the quarter panel off the exit of 2.
Like you said, the 75 trying to save the tires, but also how much is he also abusing the tires by having to run up higher on the track? Is that also going to cost him? Trying to save but lose positions, he's going to have to battle back. We know he's fast, we know he can do it, but he's back to 4th from the lead, and the 11's right underneath him.
24.292.
Next corner here is the
Great lap.
the 06. We know he had that short run speed. Will he be pushing again? Is he going to be driving up to the front but then fading, or is he got his car
Inside.
figured out maybe for this long run?
Also saw that time
Still inside.
move by Shane Terry. He was able to get the run. Teammate of Tom.
Still there.
Able to make the pass on the other
Clear
13.
inside.
I think 13.
Working the bottom.
Blue and red is Drew.
Still there.
Jua.
24.471.
Tonight's race.
Still inside.
We'll do our best to try to let you know which
Clear
driver
inside.
is which. As Vincent Sora, Brian McCann, they'll stay side by
Inside.
side with one another as the 51.
Still with you
The
inside.
traditional run that he
Clear
had on the
low.
last run, back off, save his tires, and hope that he can regain these positions back. But
Inside.
He's up 5 positions from where he qualified.
Still
He's
inside.
continuing to try to move forward.
24.493. Still inside. Leaders are running 24.382. They're still clear.
Doesn't have. He has people right behind
Still
him. He
inside.
has a little bit of spacing. Just he's able to make a maneuver if he
Still
needs to
inside.
around anyone in front. It's kind of hard at Dover, but it being like a conveyor belt, like you said.
Still inside.
Right, we can't maybe keep
Clear,
it
clear.
maybe
24.383.
trying to get that run out of turns 1 and 2.
Trying to get a run, if possible, on his teammate. Hoping for the best. Is going to be Brian McCann trying to figure out a way to get by his nightmare fuel teammate of Vincent Sora. They continue to just linger here in 11th and 12th position. Behind them was getting a little bit crazy action, but seeing Ken Campbell
24.457.
He's been having a rough computer and also just offline issues that have enabled this 15 to race a lot. But here tonight, he's making 41 laps so far as he's going to be having the 07. Brian Noel putting some pressure. We saw the 07 getting very loose just in those first 30 laps of this race. See if maybe they learned something as I say that. Gets a little snappy loose and holds on for himself. Front pack, they're starting to get a little bit racy as well.
Inside.
Ryan Kelly, he's got pressure now behind
Still
him in his
inside.
rear as Shane Terrian and a few others
Clear.
trying
Good
to
job.
find spacing to go side by side, battling behind.
Oh, that number 9 machine. We talked about him. He's fast. Look at this. Getting to the outside. You're going to try and make a pass on the outside in that 13 machine as Cedric Hunter down.
24.685.
Third place. He's got
Inside.
that outside run going.
Still there.
Is he able to get to the Larry England coming out of this corner? Not going to be able to do it.
Still
He is
inside.
going to be 13. See if he continues to run that outside line, Sam. I mean, what do you think? It seems like
Still
he's
there.
got it working.
Inside.
Is that going to pay the price later on in this race?
That's the big thing. See, drivers will be patient at moments.
Still inside.
Others, and it does backfire after 5 to 10
24.574.
These tires will start to fade off, and it's more so the heat that builds
Four,
up, but
clear.
also the tire wear. This track, concrete surface for a mile in distance. It's like a tree. It's like a cheese grater to the tires. And Justin, as a driver, this track, I mean, tires have always been a factor. I feel like in any form, as Tom Bourne breaks loose, holds on, he'll lose a position, maybe more. But luckily, keeps that nose point in straight.
24.665.
And just
Leaders
like
at
that,
a 24.597.
tire wear, even with slides like that we just saw, can really mess up these tires.
Oh, it definitely can. And we're at that point now, about 12 laps after the restart, where you talked to Larry England. He said how he was feeling like he was getting loose. You're starting to see those drivers get loose coming out of the corners and have those scary moments as they lose brake traction coming out of the corner. But I tell you what, they're just putting out a great battle up there. That 9 machine, you saw him running that second lane, and then when he got to Larry England,
They're too wide up here and they're just like stuck.
Mirror and kind of went in that corner a little higher to prevent the 9 from getting that run.
Is that what's going on? I feel like we're just in a big line.
Yeah.
A great show. Seems like most drivers are running that inside, Sam, but the ones that can work that outside and get to the outside quarter panel, they're really making them speed.
They certainly are. Brian Noel.
24.694.
Focused and prepared for this race.
Then he just blinked, and the last time he was in front of me and blinked was Texas when my rig shut off.
You really can slip up off the exit of the corner. There's multiple
Bringing
places
flashbacks.
where either you rush up to the outside wall trying to catch the car, or you overcorrect.
Not
or
again,
you
please.
slip down,
Yeah.
slide down into the air, and oh no, trouble in front. It's going to be the 7. It's going to be 13, excuse me. Cedric Hunter in the Hello Kitty machine gets into the outside and
pretty
up
wide.
into the 4. He'll continue to be in trouble as there were 3 wide.
It
for a
looks
quick
it, they're
moment.
not.
And it can go bad for worse if
Okay.
you're one of those front runners that gets into trouble.
From my angle of the
Now,
corner.
You're in the
Yeah.
hornet's nest. Everyone's in line, and there's no spacing to allow a simple mistake.
Like just that little mistake. Like
They
you
were
said,
in
it
3
really hurt the
distinct
13.
lines,
He
but there
running
was
up
a
third,
gap.
fourth position, challenging to try and get around
4.915.
Kelly and Yingling up there, and now he fades to outside the top 10, I believe, Sam. I mean, just from that little mistake.
Little mistake, and now they'll be battling for 11th place with Vincent Sora also seeing rubbing action. There's the other 13. That's the blue and red. That is Drew Jua, who's the 77 on our ticker. They were rubbing against one another off the exit.
Might as well just kind of save tire. There's
not
not a whole lot going on up here.
But I'm shocked by the drivers that started on that last restart up front. They have really given up a lot of positions for themselves. John Forbes, he's fallen to 7th. Vincent Sora is back to 12.
Did you have any predetermined thoughts on pitting?
Initially, he's back to 6th
No.
place. Kind of
Right down the middle would be 90, about 90, 92.
24.
Okay.
So far on these tires.
I feel like there's eventually going to be a caution, though,
0,
is the issue.
As we get, yeah, as everybody starts to lose grip here.
So if my tires feel okay, I will probably run long unless I'm caught in some traffic or something.
He's only 1.2 seconds back. The problem is he's still got to pass 5 cars.
So I guess run as long as I can until it becomes a detriment. But
0, 4.
I like that.
Talking about one quietly kind of came forward that we didn't get a chance to talk about. He's running in 4th position, the 71 machine, Ed Shearer Jr. He's been showing great speed in these next-gen cars all season.
I don't feel like anybody up here is racing. I feel like we're all just kind of riding around like it's in a practice session.
Quietly up inside the top 5.
I agree. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of racing going on back here.
Going to pit road, getting caught with speeding penalty, Zach Hull, and I think
Just single file waiting for somebody to mess up.
it is time to make some of these passes going forward. Only is going
Inside.
to 27th after restarting.
Go on your inside.
So there's a lot of time that needs to be made up.
Still there?
This race will tick away quickly if we stay green, which this racetrack
You're
has been
clear.
odd. We look back at
25.007.
back in season
If you're on the outside of 3 and 4, just make sure you do not gas it up too early.
came out.
You'll get the runoff if you wait, but it's hard to wait.
Cautions were thrown here tonight based off the way we're seeing these drivers racing. It might be one of those low caution filled races, which might throw strategy now out there of how well can you protect your tires unless we get too many wiggles.
24.94.
Nick Crawford trying to get by the troublesome Christopher Norris. As we're seeing a little bit of a good picture of our ISRC Truck Series drivers, Cody Reed, Nick Crawford, and Christopher Norris, ISRC Truck
What's
Series.
on the outside wall? And this dude just put me in the wall going into 2. I mean, into 1. No idea what that was about.
For that series, as Nick Crawford, Cody Reed, Crawford machine
25.054
right now. This late door run.
It's late into the run, but these drivers are still running some pretty fast lap times, running up high. You see the 74 Nick Crawford, but at under 25 seconds a lap.
We're getting 23 laps into the run, so it's kind of where people were falling off last time.
You mentioned Zach Hall having that issue last week so fast on the road course, tonight qualifying great. Pit road penalty, putting back in 32nd position.
25.063.
Without the help of
Fast guys running 25.026.
Without cautions, I think it might be a little tough to get a top 10 finish. I think a top 15 might be in the window to watch out for. As watching out, it's going to be the 46. Trent Jump has a little bit of a scare off the exit of turn 2, as that was behind this group we were just watching. They keep it together. But a big scare of drivers having to scatter. 46 continues to be having troubles. He's just giving up position after position as Trent Jump rise to get himself rolling.
My car is driving completely different now than when I was sitting behind him.
You get into that outside wall. I know you don't want to see it happen, but if you hit the wall on the right angle, you could have a broken vehicle immediately with a broken tow light.
Well, ever since they've done that update recently.
So I was behind Brian Johnson. McCann was in front of him. My 7-year-old comes in to ask me a question, and now I'm behind McCann, and I have no idea how that pass was made. Well, no, I didn't gain a spot. It was just them swapping in front of me, but I just zoned out so much.
As you see right here on screen, the battle between the 97 and the 68. Just keeping their piece right there, but they want to get moving. Don't want to lose any more time because these leaders are going to be coming up. Not lap traffic yet, but it could happen pretty quick here.
Jared Hughes, part of that Next Level Motorsports team. That was the battle going on for 30th position. We now move back for the battle instead of our top 10.
FDR are a bunch of no-talent moron.
Of Cedric Hunter trying to make
You FDR too, buddy.
Continues to lose a little bit of that.
Not in this league.
25.
I wonder what happened to Zach Hall. He's passing me back here on 21st.
Speeding on pit road.
Oh, is that what it was? Yeah, I was like, what is he doing back here?
Yeah. That's when everybody put F in the chat.
Ah, gotcha. Late to the party, I didn't realize that.
90 laps to go here tonight. It's Brian McCann now going to be pressured by Brian Noel. Also having Joshua Kanata, Tom Sinchek.
God, I thought I was done with them, and here's another one. Come on.
To pass if possible.
Get away from me. Get out of my head.
Up front, Ed Sturgeon, we talked about him being
Get out of your own head.
6th, but Gavin Rogers, he was running 6th, up to 3rd. The pole sitter gave up that.
Yeah, I definitely have damage. I'm just falling back now. This is the second week in a row this dude's wrecked me.
Who is it?
Second, but up to 3rd position.
25.337. Fast guys running 25.2.
This last name, I can't even pronounce it.
Sinchek?
Yeah.
To give a ton of track position for this exact moment to pressure their tires forward. Shane Darian starting to fall back as Drew Jua now has moved up into 4th, and a couple of drivers, like we said early on, willing to give up track position.
25.544.
Now their mission, take every position possible with slightly more protected tires.
Outside.
Here late in this run. So Grant,
Still
31
outside.
laps so far green.
Clear.
Since our stage break yellow, having an incident between drivers further on back.
Outside.
Caution so far here tonight. If you're just
Still
joining
outside.
us, this is race number 8 of the season for the WSSR.
Still outside. 25.663.
I happen to see the right side at all, Edlin.
Clear, clear,
They look
clear.
fine. Yeah, all looks good.
Maybe it's my left because he hit. I don't know now. I know it's not tires because it is not driving like it's loose at all.
I mean, I didn't. Your front looks good inside it. I didn't get a good look at your right rear.
51, 71.
I'm sure we'll see the damage when I go to pit road.
Yeah.
25.498. You gotta be careful, and any little mistake could be critical to Burnite or someone else's. And the two-time champ finds an opening and he'll pounce on it after that little slip up.
71's going to continue to fight back on that outside. Just seems like the 71 struggling to rotate through the center of the corner. Just kind of can't keep the car on the bottom. He's able to run the outside still.
Did not mean to hip check Tom there.
Probably going to be running
25.562. Hell yeah. You never went up, man.
Just feel like that 71 right now is struggling getting through the corner a little bit. Similar to that 9 in front. Just does not seem like they're able to get down to the bottom anymore. I think maybe the car is just kind of heated up those tires a little bit. As I say that, though, the 51 is going to try and jump to the outside and maybe get a run coming out of this corner. As you see the 71 get loose, here's the opportunity. Vincent Sora going to go to the inside. Will he clear him?
Trying to
25.311.
Doesn't look like there's a chance for John Forbes wanting to see if he can have a crack at it as the 51 still stays side by side, and John Forbes is in that tricky position where you're just waiting. You're waiting to see which lane will prevail. Will it be the inside, the outside? You're assuming it's the driver that you've been following this whole run, and see the 9 get a little bit sideways.
Leaders are running 25.354.
And with that little move, Sora backs out. Edward Schultz Jr. doesn't, and now John Forbes takes that little opportunity with Sora playing a little bit more backed off. He got spooked by the 9 and they in fishtail. They're off 4.
I tell you what, that's such a classic Dover abuse.
Just mirror the pitting kind of early.
Try so hard for multiple laps.
I think he was having a problem.
Oh, okay.
Right, well.
25.4.
Yeah, it's definitely early.
Outside and you end up giving up a spot. This has to be super frustrating right there for the 51 not to be able to make
Oh,
the pass.
shoot.
Now
Hold on,
John
New
Forbes
Medlin.
trying
Ooh,
to
You got room, you got room, you got room.
Thank you.
Similar incident happens to the left.
Sorry about that, guys. Just got stuck up.
Spot. Can you make this attack be
Yeah, I
was- Also, sorry about that. I kinda-
because you are getting
Yeah, I put everybody up there. That was also kind of my fault, partially.
25.381.
Everyone saved a good job. Yeah, that was. Thank you for backing off there. Yeah.
It was anyone
That was like a little. Yeah, yeah. Especially that 15.
Oh, you know it.
Come up here and get your ass wrecked. Come on.
I'm too far back. I can't even see you.
I already got wrecked.
10 laps away from drivers maybe
25.512.
maybe thinking about making a pit stop. Others, they're thinking about
Sorry,
pushing their
Trenton.
tires another 20 to 30 laps.
You're
before
good,
they
brother.
enter pit road for the final time here tonight.
I think if you can survive 20 more laps, the way this race is going right now, I would be really afraid to go in and pit. I know you're going to get that fresh rubber, but if you can't make it to the end of the race on fuel, going in early like that, it could really scare you because you're definitely going to be down at least 1 lap, potentially 2 laps, depending on where you are on track right now. That caution comes out, that can be detrimental to your night. So I'm thinking these drivers.
My car's driving like junk right now. I don't know if it's just the tires are heated up from that slide or
Probably.
I got a little damage.
Because that tire difference could be over a good second per lap.
Inside.
As we see the Andrew Medlin cam for our
Still there, door.
See
25.50.
Sorry, Nick, I had to get out of the gap completely there. It was just getting so
They
tight.
have been bouncing off of one another for the last
You're
20
okay.
laps. They have been relentless on trying to see who's going to be making that pass solidified, and Nick Crawford finally is able to do so. Now Medlin trying to find an opening. Does he go high, low, past the 25 of Cody Reed and that Larry Art Productions machine?
Fast guys running 25.303.
Reckoning one, reckoning one, reckoning one.
But trouble further on ahead.
Thank you. Heads up.
I was turned, but I couldn't do it. They got me.
Yeah, that's trouble.
Someone died.
Some drivers trying to
road is
they're finding an
closed.
opening, and it's
But we're gonna have
Bro, I locked
to.
up my car.
Get ready.
a couple of ticks, and it looks like
Alright, you're gonna have a
few
couple rounds.
Man, I can see Cam
I-
here. Trying to take a look here.
being involed as well.
Yeah, it looks like this.
You're gonna have a couple
Hey,
rounds.
Steve, I think the auto clear is still on.
You're gonna be coming
She got your meatball cleared.
It did.
Yeah, your front bumper just looks like it's
I got
hanging
hit
down.
down
That's
top
it.
the cones, and I need a couple guys to
And
pass
watch
me.
out between the 11 and the 9.
Can we catch up, guys?
Opposite of
We
turn
need to go.
four.
Like, we're a lap behind.
Issue, and it looks
Here we go.
similar to what brought out our
Cut
first
away now.
caution, or
I-
a couple
I
of
was
other
braking
instances.
and turning. It was just locking up, and I was like, man, there's nothing for me to do here.
The full song, contact
Man.
made, and there's the contact. Shantarian and John.
They're working
I'm
on
about to get another penalty.
Only 29 seconds of required, though.
Passing me, so get ready to clear, I guess.
Fix all that.
Sora involved. Same for Cedric Hunter. Here comes the flying 15 of Campbell. And we'll see, I believe, one more driver pile in late. And I think that might be Zach Hall, just nowhere to go. Hard on the brakes, but the brakes don't let you steer.
Thank you,
There's
Nick.
the major
I don't know how to
contact
get
between the
there.
11 and the 32.
Yeah,
You can see all the pieces of the rubber. The 32 just sliding up there, no grip at the
Say
top
thank
of that
you.
track. No one ran way up there to clear it.
Who needs
Unfortunately,
a
have to try and
black
get on
cleared,
board there with the
maybe?
32 and see exactly how that all unfolded. But look at this, just bouncing off one
Can I
another.
get this
and
flat
then
cleared before I hit my
heavy
box, please?
contact to 13, and then Zach Hall right here at the end, coming in to finish off the 11, unfortunately.
Absolute carnage ensues as the field's able to drive on and by. Luckily, there was enough space and we'd been green long enough that that could have been a lot worse.
Go, man, go,
if
man,
there
go,
was
go,
no
Yeah,
one
just
here.
FYI, try to remember to call your car number if you
Field,
want something.
See the contact by the
it's just
15, just nowhere to go.
Still got
for
5
himself.
minutes of
And Zach
optional,
Hall
so
locking the brakes down,
this
but
is
they
not
will
gonna be
slow
good.
up in time. And that's going to be 4 drivers heavily involved in our first official DNF of the night. Going to be a driver that wasn't even
Well,
involved with that
at least I got the
roller.
thumbnail.
Behind
This
72.
has left the server. 53 is
Oh
out
shit,
of
the car
this
can't turn.
race.
This isn't safe.
But expect to see Forbes in pit road for quite a while, and maybe also see Zach Hall getting a little bit more repairs, unless somehow he skates away.
Behind
But
the 40.
looks like these drivers, even with that nose-to-nose contact, both Zach Hall and John Forbes are back out on track. Man, this certainly is going to be an awkward timing for some, but also it makes this awkward. This puts these drivers in the
Watch
window
the road speed.
of
Everybody go
to
past
make
me
it to the
again.
end, but can you make your tires last
Five
to the
away.
end of this race?
We'll see
At
drivers
your mark
definitely,
now.
if
Turn
they
it,
think
turn
it's
it.
going to go caution free,
Well, it's nice and easy here.
at that time, like you saw, Gavin.
They're working on some stuff in the garage. We're gonna fix you up.
Able to get back to the lead
We're gonna
and
have
get
no
around
wheel
Ryan
damage
Kelly.
in here.
Very
I don't think we'll be able to
save
fix
those
all that.
tires. How much do you give up, Sam? That will be the battle. These drivers will have to
That's
decide.
alright. Anyone
It's
got
gonna be
involved?
very
I
important to
got
see who's
loose
able
at the
to do
wall.
what
I
on
stayed on
this
the wall. I
restart,
think we left
and how
that
fast
code
they're able
stuff
to
together.
get to the front and then go into tire conservation mode.
After pit stops were done, leader up front, saw there for a second. That was the 13 blue and red. That's Drew Jua. We're in a different number.
let's go
here
see what
this
happened.
evening is the 77 on our ticker. Gavin Rogers falls to second. Ryan Kelly third. Larry Yingling fourth and fifth. Goes the Tom Simchak. We're going to wait and see if the lights go off this time for the pace car to go stack them 2 by 2. If it does turn off, we'll stay running here. But if the lights click off, we'll go to a commercial break. And it looks like the lights are off. We're going this time by. Justin, we're going green. These drivers just had a long green flag run after having a 23-lap race to start the run.
I don't know what
last week.
happened there, but I'm all the way up
Then we
in
just had this long
P12.
4-lap
I was
run.
like
The
running
mentality is on the knowledge they picked up on the tire
23rd
wear,
or
maybe
something.
push it a little bit more.
Well, knowing that
What happened there?
another 70 laps to go.
I guess so.
Like
I
you
think
said,
it like pit road opened at a weird time, so I think people that were behind were able to pit.
I think you
wanna
can
pass, right? That's probably what it was.
I mean, the problem is
This stinks. I'm going to be like a moving chicane here
And I
now.
was like, that's not worth it for me.
Another 2 to
Yeah.
3 saving on that next one. And before you know it, you're back 5 or 6 spots from
But the guys behind us we were already in front of.
Yeah, alright, cool.
Actually,
That's the hardest part about
Nick,
racing.
I guess it's got
Yeah, we were. I think.
We are now in that window again. This is our second
Copy
caution we
that.
just had.
A couple names
Be
looking
going
familiar.
back to green flag racing for ourselves. 2 races of the 3 have had only 2 cautions. Finished out inside of regulation. Let's see if we can have another one of those runs. Starting on the inside, gonna be Drew Jua. Outside lane, not able to take off, and Ryan Kelly once again rewarded for being in behind the leader. He'll fall to 2nd place. Back to 3rd. It's going to be Gavin Rogers. We saw this same scenario before. Watch out for Rogers. He might just play a little bit more protective. Save these tires for later on. While Ryan Kelly, he's right back to the point. He wants that clean air.
John, you're missing
He's going to
something
waste
there.
no time driving it down low and green 4. Look at that. He's just going to clear the 13 or 77 of Drew Jewett, depending on what you are looking at. He's got the different numbers. I want to remind everyone. But look at this. We got a battle
Nice
right here for
105, John.
4th, 5th, 6th position. That 06 machine, he's been fast tonight, moving up into the field. Tom Bourne right there running in the top 10. As we got a slow car on the inside, looks like that might be the machine of...
That's going to be Richard Wolfson. Yeah, it's Richard. He's just, at this point, just pacing. He's heavily damaged and is just trying to stay on the apron. Clock laps down. And for the rest of the field, they know where that driver is going to be. Also looking at this shot right now that we have. Got Tom Simchak, Tom Bourne, side by side for 8th and 9th place. In front of them is Christopher Norris, our biggest mover so far, up 26 positions, 38 machine. As the Toms go back and forth on who's going to be finishing or moving up in 8th, but contact between the 06 and the 26. Keeping it close between each other, but it's Tom Bourne that keeps his foot on the throttle, and he'll keep that spot. It's Christopher
Glad
Norris.
that didn't turn you right there.
The fastest lap of the race.
Christopher Norris building up all that speed. Another driver building the speed. Brian P. Johnson up in the 5th position. Definitely had a quiet night. Didn't have the qualifying effort, but he has that race speed. He's under his 2nd, running right there in the top 5. He has a chance to get up there and take this lead if he's able to do it. As soon as you see
go ahead,
him
no.
slap the wall right there.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Right there in front of the number 9 machine. Just a little kiss.
Sorry for running into you. I wasn't expecting you to slow down that much in the middle of the corner.
Right there, it was the 97 machine. Got up in the
No, you're good. I'm just trying to save my tires.
That's going to be Mike Tellier, your Daytona Oval winner a few races ago. Now seeing Danny Cochran and that Larry Art Productions machine trying to push his way forward behind him in the gray and white. And Ski was a little bit jacked up here tonight, but that's going to be the 46 of Trenton Jump in the 46 white and gray. And behind him, going to be also seeing the 72 of Matt Meir. Matt Meir, if he can have a solid run and some of his competitors around that 16th place in points fall off, Meir could move in to that 16th points position because of Douglas Newbigging's 2-race suspension. It leaves a wide open spot on who can be moving into 16th in points.
Getting in the top 16, most important thing. We talk about it every week. Got to be in the top 16 to have a chance to run for that championship, and you never know what's going to happen. You got to keep advancing, getting good races, and before you know it, you have a great chance to get in there. Just got to be there. If you're not there, Sam, you don't have a chance. So being in the top 16, that could work out for the 72 and Matt Meir.
Oh, trouble! It's Nick Crawford getting contacted, spun around, and trouble in front of the field as the 74 goes down.
Did I see that?
I'm sorry, no.
Said line.
Okay.
Might have been between 2 lap car thing.
Nick Crawford, heavy damage for
Maybe.
himself.
I'm not sure. I was trying to look to see what her fuel window was, and I barely missed it.
Oh, man.
That's what we were just talking about. Giving up.
Oh, I know who it was.
Get loose, overcorrects it. Unfortunately, right.
I was just coming back out on track too.
To the driver on the outside of him, didn't really catch that number right there at that moment.
But you only had 29 seconds
of required, but then I had 5 minutes of optional, and when
I wasn't even worried about that.
no, the car wouldn't turn. I went out on track and like the car would not turn, so I was like, yeah, that's not safe.
You should have manhandled that wheel again. Should have been a hazard.
Yeah.
Take everyone out but your teammates this time for a change.
Well, if it's doing like this, I may be. We'll see.
Back in the day, but that's a netcode issue that we just got to see. between those drivers. But this is that interesting time for the field because we talked about it during the stage.
They're going to be lining up behind the 74.
Road, maybe taking an advantage.
You know how far we're
big
going?
the field is. Looks like no one's
About
decided
100.
to go into pit road.
So we good, pretty much.
For us, we'll take this
Yeah.
advantage.
Unless you want
Everybody,
tires.
First break of the evening.
That's down,
Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining with us on your Wednesday evening as the WSSR Cup Series has been giving us great racing action here at Dover as we have coming up to 90 laps in. This is race number 8.
On that caution too, like I saw him doing it, but the yellow wasn't out yet, so I was like, well, shit, I've got to keep going, you know, because it may not be a yellow, and then by the time I saw it,
Or could it be someone else? We'll find out.
I was like locking him up for like halfway down the damn straightaway. And of course, the ones that started it, their lead lap. You know, it's like, really.
Zach, your car's looking pretty clean for plowing into a driver.
We're going to restart behind this 19.
Yeah, I chose not to plow into another one, and I locked up because
Looks like you
I
should be
plowed
lining
into
up
the one
behind
that
the
was dead already.
32.
So, my bad, John.
All good.
If it's one thing, I threw myself in the wall trying to slow down.
What was that, Zach? I had some annoying bug in my ear.
No, I was just telling him, if it's one thing, I threw myself in the wall trying to slow it down. So.
I saw you trying. I was like, well, I guess we're getting hit again for like the 4th time.
Lining up behind the 51.
Yeah, I think hitting the wall might have helped a little bit, so I didn't kill myself, but I felt bad for. I mean, you're already ripped apart in the front, but yeah, I didn't mean to make it worse.
Zach, what does my right front look like right now?
Actually, it's fine. Maybe like a crack in the fender, but it's not like mangled or nothing.
Oh yeah, how does my nose look, Zach, and whoever else? Simple one. Thank you, Zach.
We're on 1 to go. Just be smart about who's on your outside there. Alright, looks like you're going to be lining up behind the 32. 19.809.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WSSR Cup Racing action on your Wednesday night on Freaky Fast Broadcasting. My name is Sam Dyer. Joining me up the booth is Justin.
Shit, I'm down on power.
As well as Robert Moyer Jr. running productions in the background.
I mean, you're going to be faster in turn.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna get run over on the restart.
59 laps to go when we go green here. Right now,
I might be able to slow it more.
With Larry Yingling, Gavin Rogers, Christopher Norris, and Brian P. Johnson, your top 6. As the field enters the restart zone, we're back to green flag action as Kelly gets the launch for himself, but everyone else caught sleeping down into turn number 1.
Well, they were not for sure. That's a huge restart by Brian Kelly. He get out and get in that clean
Clear
air.
inside.
He can kind of maybe conserve tires for a lap or two before they're even able to run them back down. Huge restart for the 3 of Brian Kelly. If he goes on to win this race, he might be talking about that restart at lap 91.
I ain't racing none of these fools. They can go right around me.
He can utilize this space, protect his
Clear,
tires
clear,
if
clear. Good
possible.
job.
Everyone else, though, in line, looking like a train with how much they are just staying on
26.13,
rails on the
inside.
inside throughout the corners as
Still
the field
inside.
settles in. They recognize this race
Clear.
technically could go green, and everyone can make it from here. So it's protect your tires. Hope you've got the advantage for later on in this race. But if everyone's backing
inside.
off, on their pace here. Justin,
Still inside, even up, clear.
Might try to reap the reward of putting on the pressure as Larry Yingling, second place. They're not holding back. Puts down the fastest lap of the race.
Puts down the fastest lap of the race and gains back all that time that Ryan Kelly got on the restart. I can't believe how quick these drivers got single file up here. We saw so many of them being double file on restarts, but right now on this later in the race restart, they got single file pretty quick. As I say that though, two of them are going to pull out and they're going to get side by side right here. It'll be Brian P. Johnson, one of the drivers.
24.5.
Right here, talking about Brian McCann, that's your pick. He's starting to try and get back up there inside that top 10. Your pick, Sarah Sam, is he going to be able to get it done?
Well, my pick might not be pushing us forward as quickly as I would like, but your guys' pick for Robert Moyer Jr. and for Justin, they both picked Ryan Kelly, who leads this race, as our pick'ems before the race even went green. But trouble for drivers.
Can't park there.
Like there's just a random bumper against the wall on the front stretch.
As he's on the apron, drivers up front, the battling really is around fourth on back, where drivers continue to fight side by side. Now it's a battle for third. Drew Jua, as well as Gavin Rogers, the 13 red and blue. 13 is Drew Jua. Gavin Rogers on the inside trying
Still there, dude. Didn't disappear.
Out in chat for the
I'll run over and cut my tire down.
Yeah, I know it.
We'll get it after the race.
Pull away. That's exactly where he found the advantage during the stage.
Big my luck, run over it, it shoot me up into the stands.
To the brake car.
Shoot to the other side of the track and hit your teammates.
Yep. Yeah, just like a bowling pin, just come take all of you out.
Larry Yingling battling hard on that outside line.
Would be right. Now that I made it finally up here.
More importantly, doesn't want to give up that clean air either. From being up
where you at?
The further back you go, the harder it gets.
Very back.
Just don't want to drive when they're back in that dirty air.
I had to race my way into the top 10, and then that crap happens, man. It's like, really?
Stay there in third place, like you said, though. Got to get.
Yeah, you were looking good.
I was feeling good. I was catching them too. I mean, they were racing pretty hard, and I was catching them every lap. So I was gonna get there.
Sorry, Danny.
But this season is this season.
Season that keeps giving.
Oh yeah. I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
Putting down the marker in for Johnson. He's one of few drivers
with zero chance to make the playoffs and any of that. I'm not going to buy Le Mans and drive it. Like, just nope.
Oh, you don't even have it?
No.
Shit.
I've never driven the track. I don't have it. So I'm not going to buy a $10 track and learn it when there's no reason to, really.
I think
it's
you
a
can
lot
win
to learn for your own.
Do what?
24.63.
Christopher Norris up 27 positions from where he started to look back in 33rd place.
At that middle line, running down through the corners, going to try and come out here and get underneath. As you see, actually it looks like maybe he lost a position there. The 06 machine getting by him. That's Tom Bourne there, going to take 6th place, or maybe they were battling side by side, but regardless, two drivers right here battling, and they can see those leaders up there. They know if they can just get up there and get alongside them, they might be able to make the moves and then try and battle and hold those guys off. They just got to get around them first.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Can you hold off and get around? That's again, see Drew Jua, 13 on the outside, able to get the run. They make a pass on 3rd place, trying to push back. Gavin Rogers, our pole setter, back another position if possible. Gavin Rogers
24.433
season. If he wins tonight, would be win number 3. As we're in the final third of tonight's race. Ryan Kelly, once redemption, dominated back in season 7 at this racetrack, but wasn't able to find the gold as he was caught up in trouble between himself and Lucky Ducks. Here tonight might be another Lucky Duck driver to watch out for. Drew Jua trying to grab his first win of the season. Talk about Christopher Norris, big mover. Cody Reed, he was fighting with Nick Crawford before they got their match between one another. That was battling back for 20th position. Now inside of the top 10 in 8th place is the 25. What a recovery for himself. Also staying quiet behind them, Joshua Kanata, Chris Stitz. They've had some great runs inside of the top 10.
And inside the top 10, that's important for the points.
24.448.
Doing what they need to. You see right here, we're on board with Christus holding a pretty wheel, trying to see what he's going to do coming in this corner. He's going to run about the middle of the track right there, see if he's able to bring it to the bottom and exit the corner. Car looks pretty smooth right there. Doesn't see too much wiggle on the steering wheel. Tells me the car's driving pretty good right here, as you get that great view of the three-story drop you mentioned from going on the straightaway down into the corners. It just puts a tremendous load on the car and on the driver, making sure they don't make any mistakes. Right here, you're going to see them just drop off into that corner.
And also, I want your thoughts on that. We were seeing there, they were in 4th gear. So you're going to drive to talk about shifting down. Stitz gets a little wiggly off the exit.
Yeah, wait, I think you were right. I'm down on power, and I'm keeping up with the back of the pack here.
Shifting. Driver said that there was a risk to
24.
Just lay down a little bit more power through the middle of the turn.
That was interesting to see. Drivers are chipping the top of the rev limiter, and they are hitting the red, and that means they are using every little bit of speed that's left in that gear.
If you can be patient with it, you can probably make it work using that 4th gear coming out of the corner. You just got to make sure you don't get those rear tires overheated by sliding them and putting that extra stress on them. Sometimes being in that 4th gear push up out of the corners too, as you're carrying more load on the front tires by pushing from the rear with that extra gear. And it's all a different strategy, but like you said, drivers, they're going to do what they need to do to gain that extra second on track, because it all adds up as the race goes on. As you see,
my car have a nose on it.
Get back all those positions, going to get under the 14 and 61, trying to do both of it. But as you say that,
24,
right there, Andrew, he has a chance to get to the outside.
He's Voldemort. He ain't got a nose.
Also, another driver we haven't really talked about.
I think it's cooling the tires because you're faster than me.
Irizarry side by side with Shane Terry in that prime orange machine. Find a way to work on that outside, not able to do so.
It also runs hotter though, it makes no sense.
Sky Motorsports continue to fight back and forth, and it's now enabling drivers that hit it for tires.
24.7.
Now to be pushing for Vincent Sora. Might be damaged, might be wounded, but he's willing to try to fight to get inside of the top 15. It's Matt Meir, trouble for the 72.
Wrecking backstretch.
You're drive like a fucking asshole. Can you really save it?
They're still going. They're still going.
Nose pointed straight. The field reacts. They keep it all together. We stay green with 40 laps to go.
That was a crazy moment right there.
Who's he mad at?
07?
I mean, wow, what a huge save. It could have definitely wiped
Who's
out
the
some
07?
cars flying across the track. Sam, what you talked about, though, right before that incident, Vincent Sora, he decided to go in and get tires, trying to make up that ground with it being under 40 laps to go. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it as far up as he's hoping for, but hey, anytime you have extra tires, it gives you a chance to see right here the battle starting to get up in second position. Going to pull to the inside, the 13 and Drew a 77 on screen reminds you with the number mix up. He's going to be able to clear Yingling pretty fast, able to clear him right going into that corner, didn't waste any time. Going to set his eyes on the 3 machine.
72. I wasn't trying to put you in a bad spot there. I wasn't counting on us getting taken 3.
You're right, Kelly. This is looking ominously like deja vu of what we saw.
Well, it was a bad spot. I'm less worried about the guys I'm actually racing than the dude who's been fucking pinching everyone who's a lap ahead of him this whole run.
Overtime that cost the 3 a chance to win.
Wow.
Yeah, okay.
Once the lead
Eat shit.
and win the race. Impossible in the 3, looking strong as he does when it comes to tracks similar to this, where it's about tire saving and it's about keeping your nose straight on a loose surface. It's exactly the MO that we see from Ryan Kelly when we come to these types of courses. And it's always interesting, even if the dimensions are different of the course we go to, if it's that style of racing, the same drivers always pop up at those courses.
There's literally zero reason for me to pass any of these guys here, so I'm just chilling. Like, if they want to let me go like that or something, that's fine, but like, I'm not looking to get in any of this.
25.2.
But other drivers, they want to try and figure it out too. Right now we're battling back here on screen. You see Cedric Hunter trying to make up some of those positions. One of those drivers that was running inside the top 5 when he had an issue with the wall coming out of the corner of a turn side. I believe it was.
All I'm doing is logging laps. If there's a caution, I will probably come in and get the wave around, because there's not enough fall off for it to really matter yet. If people stay out and I'm not going to get the wave around, I'll probably come down and get tires. But if the leaders all go in, then I will definitely be taking the wave around and see if that'll help me at the end.
Based on his lap time that he's putting down, Vincent Sora would be competing for 3rd place if he was up front with this little bit of tire help of having a 10-lap advantage. Zach Hall, on the other hand,
25.2, 9.4
to the 51, but not as aggressive on each pass that he goes for, as see Danny Cochran as well as Trent Jump battling side by side. Nick Crawford, that was involved with our giant wreck earlier, as well as John Forbes. They're just in settle mode. Let's get the points we can get. Stay out on track. That's exactly what we're seeing from these drivers as the back out of the field still looking very much
25.572.
Great racing action as we're seeing John Forbes make this pass. We got to move back up to the battling just outside the top 10 because Vincent Sora is continuing to move forward. He just got by Brian McCann, now battling for Chris Stintz. This is for 10th place. Vincent Sora with the tire advantage. Even with damage, the 51 is marching forward.
Marching forward, does he have a chance?
25.403.
What do you think, Sam? You said he was a little bit faster, running about the same speed as the leaders. Is that going to continue? Is he going to maybe cross that barrier where he starts running faster than the leaders with that fresher tire advantage?
I don't think he's going to cross the barrier of being faster. I think if anything, he might slow down quicker than what our leaders are going at. Ryan Kelly, Drew Jua, there's actually now, after that last lap,
25.3
was just about a 10 faster than the 51. I think Vincent Sora at this point, he might be good enough if he continues.
Ooh, that was a big checkup from him.
Sorry, Matt. I tried to let you go.
We just saw there a little bit of a blink. The 51 has had that
My
issue
car's junk. It's
throughout this season. If his computer holds up, his speed stays well, we could be seeing the 51 maybe go for a shocking top 5 finish.
Would be something to watch. 25 to get around this machine right here in front of him of Tom Senchak. And he's going to dive down to the inside and look at that. Just able to hook down to the bottom. I mean, he slid up a little bit. He's able to get back to the bottom and carry the speed. That's the most important thing. It's just carrying the speed right now. He's got it down to 4.8 seconds. So we will keep an eye on it if he's able to get it down any more than 4.8.
It's going to be a big thing to watch out for, but also a big thing to watch out for battling for 15.
25.592.
We're going to see a wreck here late in this race. It might be from this cluster of drivers because they have been side by side, and Zach Hall has been a driver on the move, trying to find an opening to slice.
Still there at your door.
But old tires, a little bit of damage, and we're seeing drivers
still outside. Clear outside.
Contact off the exit of 4. Hold steady, keep it together as they go into turns 1 and 2. It's
25.511.
and will muster his way forward. That is a nice move by the 32. He needed to get by, and that puts him in 15th place. This is exactly where the redemption run for Hall after his major contact into John Forbes. He continues to try to make his way forward, and it all started for Hall after that stage yellow pit stop where it all went wrong, and he's now going to be trying to move forward. But now it's teammates Tom Bourne, Shane Terry, and boxing in Danny Cochran, and the rest of the field behind. Who's going to find an opening to
Everybody
get by?
back here's going so slow.
A little bit frisky with a dashing move to the inside.
These drivers are at that point where they've been on these tires a long time. I know we had the caution to pull them down, but they definitely, as you see, another just kind of slide up into the wall there. That exit of 4 is giving people problems right now. These tires are starting to
25.702.
See right here, you're right.
Get out of the way, John. I want to see what's going to happen.
There on the number 9 machine, the Shane Terry in front of them. Not able to do it though.
I'm trying, but if I give you too much space, I'm eating miles of monster, so it's pretty scary.
That's when you kind of get contact in the middle of these corners very easy.
I'm just hanging out.
We're now into one of the longest runs on a set of tires for some of these drivers, and this is that.
Good race is like a tool for being allowed down.
26.084.
Give you a prime example right there.
We're pushing the tires too aggressively.
Not my fault I'm faster than you. You should know to let me by.
Will your tires even hold up?
Kill yourself.
Or could we see some drivers have a blown tire?
Yep, you're getting banned.
Road. If you blow a tire, you get a required damage flag.
That is a little extreme.
Maybe they hadn't spent this entire run back
Yeah, it's just iRacing.
for position.
25.
Like you're on the same lap with them, you might be afford a little bit more.
It can be
It's not much for iRacing.
He's only 38 laps on these tires. The rest of the field,
Kind of sunk someone's off and stuff. Pretty serious.
In between, but that's a long time.
Am I supposed to just not race because I'm a lap down?
A long time to be out there abusing those tires, especially as you get towards the end of this race, pushing as hard as you can, trying to get all the positions. I tell you what, Vincent Sora, though, he loves the fact that he's got a little bit fresher tire. He's losing the time. Unfortunately, it is down to 5.8 seconds, so the fans of Vincent Sora not sure he's going to get that win.
3 wide, Sora to the outside. He'll put the pressure. He'll back out smartly. hardly on Brian Johnson and also forced Cody Reed to back out. A little bit of tactician moves there, and that was a scary marker for Sora to put his team and Brian Johnson into. But Sora, recognizing he has to go, he's got the tires, needs to be making every big move possible. And with that little
how we doing up there, boys?
To the outside, gave an opening for 2 pet moves.
I'm sitting P21 and a pack of like 5 guys, so you're not really going anywhere.
Side by side.
Well, these are all putting on a good race, these drivers right now.
I'm P14
There's a
now.
bunch of cars right here running different. Look at that distinct lines. You got even a guy, Cody Reed there, was up high in that corner right there.
Wade, how you doing?
25.6.
23 flavors of Dr. Pepper.
Kind of bottom, middle, top. Trying to find all that grip they can, but Vincent Sora, he's trying to pull away from
Wreck it on the back.
I got tired.
He's on the bottom, so they're still going.
Lead, unfortunately, he's losing time, but he might get top.
Dude, shut up.
He's going.
As well as seeing other battles going on track behind the 13 Peak Machine of Cedric Hunter is Brian McCann, Joshua Kanata. This is
26.142.
Cedric Hunter
P26 is the fastest car on the track. 23.976. Couple up in front of you.
Stalled out by the 16. They'll continue to fight back and forth, but with less than 20 laps
Sorry,
to go.
Tom, I got stupid tight out of nowhere.
Hit your marks. You protected your tires this long.
Jeez, man, big check up there.
Others,
Wow, they just all locked it up and we ran into each other.
0.591.
Christopher Norris, Vincent Sora, the battle for 5th. This is going to be a fun one to watch to the end. I think for Christopher Norris, he's kind of a sitting duck to Sora's speed.
Outside.
2/10, make it 3/10 faster
Still
than
there.
38. Gotta give kudos to Norris.
Man, loose.
Spectacular run. Again, our biggest mover did not put down a qualifying time, but it's all the way back in 33rd position. Now
25.587.
he's got one of the fastest drivers on track, hounding on that back bumper, and every lap getting bigger and bigger in that mirror.
And getting closer, like you said. But it's amazing just seeing the difference in the grooves. He was really way up there in that turns 3 and 4, and as if we say that, he runs back to the middle, and Christopher Norris is going to go up high, try to throw some air on him.
Yeah, I am not a Mio driver.
Sort of machine right up there.
25.441.
Who's going to go to what lane on the track, and look at that, just able to drive right to the 38, get back to the gas.
Oh, contact!
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Vincent Sora holds on.
I don't think that was my fault, I'm sorry.
Looking for the same real estate on the exit of turn 4. And with all that speed,
I was just watching that. It looked like there was some next to bouncing.
Sora, did that contact lose the momentum from top to back to almost the second difference between
I was
6th
so
and
scared that I was gonna hit you and you were gonna yell at
Be
me.
able to keep the car off the wall. That could have been a really bad night to battle back and get 15 laps to go and then have that issue. So luckily, keep the car off. Wow, that got close there. It shows you how hard it is to complete the pass, even with a little bit better tires. Just right now, these cars don't have the grip right now.
Good, Dad.
Pull to the inside of
That
someone.
means
It's really hard if you can get to that outside.
Grandpa?
That might be easier to make the pass, but really hard to get there.
Try to make every move possible if you can, and it's been a fun one so far this season to watch on all the drivers putting on fantastic shows all around, but tonight has been purely dominated by one driver, and that is Ryan Kelly. Once he got the lead, he never looked back, and for Kelly, add another concrete surface to his leaderboards of wins. The 3 got his first win at Nashville Super Speedway, then won.
Kind of tempted to push Mike up, just so there's something to see.
In this previous season, and the 3 is hoping to get another one notched on this go around, not in a Gen 4 car, but in the next gen. Other drivers watching the battling happening for 10th place.
25.896.
Zach Hall trying to get by Cody Reed here with 13 laps to go.
Pretty impressive for the 32 machine. We saw the heavy impact on that previous caution. I mean, wow, well, the 25 kind of got up into the wall there, almost an incident, but the 32 and 25 able to stay off of one another. But wow, I mean, we saw some heavy contact and it didn't really show the damage on screen. I guess it wasn't as bad as we thought, but I'm really surprised to be able to get back to the top 10.
26.047.
Literally lifted at start finish.
Raced by the racing gods. That's what we call it. That is you make hard contact with another driver and also into the wall, and you're able to continue running. The racing gods said, okay, we'll grace you this time around. Next time, you will not survive that type of incident. As Zach Halsey continue to race on, and now going to be slotted up to 9th place. You also saw a driver getting very loose behind.
26.0.
Hey, I've gained a couple spots by coming back out. That's cool.
There you go.
Here tonight for Ryan Kelly, hoping this race stays green. The rest of the field hoping that this race continues on, but Danny Cochran once again very loose off the inside turn 4, continues to lose positionings. This 2 purple Larry Art machine is struggling every lap. It gets worse and worse off that every
25.71.
Leader, my car is fucked, so just tell me where you want me.
Is that the 71? Yeah, sure, Junior, I believe. Just saw a little puff of smoke. I mean, right now, Sam, these guys, 9 laps to go, they're pushing hard, but you can tell that cars just are not driving. They're almost hard to stay straight on the straightaways even. It's just these guys keep getting up there and popping into the wall.
And also, this is the longest green flag run.
Mike, I'm just riding here, so just don't worry about me back here.
26.074.
Okay, I have wheel damage, so if you want to go by, go ahead.
Luckily, they were able to get in line.
I mean, I'm so many laps down, it literally doesn't matter here.
Brian Johnson, whose tires have fallen away. This is the battle for 14th position. Who can move forward? 8 laps to go. Keep our cameras on this battle because
I don't want to get in the leader's way, though.
Out a late yellow that could change everything here for our leader, Brian Kelly.
25.976.
There is a caution. Pit stops are expected, and we've seen a couple of big lead changes or passes.
Wait, I'm going nowhere fast here, so if you have a run, let me know. Take it.
I think we're about the same. 1 minute you're faster than me, and next we're about the same.
Yeah, I'm not getting anywhere here.
But Christopher Norris up to 7th place.
25.872.
By the likes of Cedric Hunter, if
I
possible.
feel like we're faster than these people. You just can't pass them.
Yeah, I'm worried I'm eating up my right front here, so I gotta take it easy here. Whoa.
Justin coming up to 5 laps to go. What a race it's been.
Then the guy comes down, don't leave me any room after all that.
Obviously, the handling is at its worst.
But
handling's terrible right now.
I'm getting the hell out of Dodge here.
Clear.
5 laps to go.
They're about to wreck right in front of the leader.
2.5-second lead, so he's being methodical right now, but you just never know. Hey, they're kind of running different lanes. He's going to try and make it right here. Is he going to force the issue? 3 wide. He's going to do it.
Outside.
I need to take care of my tires. Shut up. There's 5 to go. Take it, Scoochie.
25.492.
You settle behind, you will lose this 2-second lead, and Drew Jua, and that 77 will pounce if he has an advantage. Now able to get by the 07 of Brian Noel, and Kelly with that pass, putting lap cars in between himself and Drew Jua. That could be the nail in the coffin.
Those guys not leave me any room.
The key for tonight's race. Also pass for 6th place. Vincent Sorensen,
25.111.
are having their own duel between one another.
The battle of the freshest tires. Who can do it? Could they get back to 5th place and get a top 5 one of them? Zach Hall might be the best bet right now as he was able to get by Vincent Soar. But coming to 3 laps to go, one thing I want to quick mention, Sam. I felt like 20 laps ago we were talking about Brian P. Johnson running in 4th or 5th position. Then all of a sudden he was back to 20th right now. He has dropped like a rock. I mean,
25.173. Two more.
Oh my gosh. All right, Tom.
This set of tires for over 70 laps. Yes, it's also with a caution in between to kind of pace around. You're not using up the grip as much, but 70 laps is a long time of just focusing, making sure these tires stay underneath you for this whole run. And for Ryan Kelly, he's been the best at it here tonight. Flags in the air.
Let's see, a 53, I can come and wreck.
Broadcasting. If you'd like to be the white flag sponsor, please message at WSSR on Twitter and Facebook. But for Ryan Kelly, trying to grab his first win if possible. It's been a good one so far for that 3 machine as Kelly is coming off the corner. Been a good one overall, and he will win here tonight. And a pick somehow comes around
good win, Ryan.
Us. Justin and
Finally got by that guy.
Good one, Ryan.
Send him.
His win.
Good one, buddy. That was fun.
Up here, I get a win finally. Took me long enough to pick one. Congratulations to Ryan Kelly. I mean,
what we got? What we got?
Got him. I got tight.
I want to know his thoughts on
that was good. Ooh.
Oh no. Have to trust.
Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that.
To just
That was definitely your position, though, man. You just got to
I had no right, front, left. I want to see what
man.
my
I burnt them bitches up.
4%. I was at 0% on the inside and 4% in the middle. Yeah, that's what I say. I had no right front. Wow, I probably wouldn't have made it more than a lap or two without it blowing.
Gonna be a new winner for the season.
Oh my gosh, 15 always has fun.
Yep.
Reason to make contact.
Gotta wreck somebody.
We will step away when we come back. It's the post-race show. We'll talk to our top
Broadcast is gonna think you're mad at me or something.
Drew Jua and the 75 of Gavin Rogers. We'll talk to
Holy
Spotlight Driver.
shit!
Thoughts on
Man, I did all
tonight's
that.
race. We'll be back.
Started
right after
23rd and
this.
finished 23rd. That was a big waste of time.
You want to trade?
10 away now.
I'm in the suicide lane.
I'm just coasting. You're actually pushing me down the track here. We're hooked.
I'm just coasting too. Going 15 miles per hour.
Yeah, sure mark now.
All right, I'm pitting. Come on.
Turn in, turn in. You're going to leave on me, do not leave on the tag.
Perfect. It's almost the top 10. Nice.
So close. I needed one more lap.
I saw that. I saw that. All right, hold on. Let me do the results real quick. Congrats to Ryan on the win, Drew for coming in second, and Gavin for finishing out the podium spots. And the season that keeps on giving, just, well, it never fails to disappoint. So, anyway, that'll do it from here. Thanks for watching.